There was some campaign Mahama copy more Kenya no na AU African Union one special summit via a course elho. Now some campaign can wo governance no esewani ensa okachire. This is the first platform, my international platform campaign Enya for his second term in office no. This has been his first platform on the international stage. Wakonya konya intin sama campaign kan as a president of Ghana and as a leader in Africa. In Cranshaw, their mind say it's about time we desist from or we shun away from foreign aid and do our thing to be able to sustain our budget and also do things without foreign or external support. President Mahama Ekan at the summit.
Before I proceed, allow me to extend my heartfelt appreciation to my dear brother William, His Excellency William Ruto, for the invitation, as well as the warm and cordial reception that has been accorded us since our arrival in this second home of ours, the beautiful city of Nairobi, a land that embodies the spirit of Africa's resilience and innovation. And I thank the organizers for convening this crucial retreat at such a pivotal time in the journey of our dear African Union. President Ruto, my heart has indeed been gladdened by your honoring my invitation and visiting Accra on the 7th January during my investiture ceremony. Your presence was an expression of the deep friendship between our good selves and our good nations. It underscored the strong, long-standing bond of friendship that has so happily existed between Ghana and Kenya, and I look forward to working closely with you to deepen these relationships for the mutual benefit of our two peoples. Your Excellencies, today we gather not just as leaders, but as stewards of a vision of an Africa that is united, self-reliant, and prosperous. This vision was first articulated by the founders of the Organization of African Unity, and later advanced by the establishment of the African Union, and it remains our guiding light and principle. Yet as we stand at the crossroads of opportunity and challenge, we must critically reflect on our progress and recalibrate our strategies to meet the evolving needs of our continent. The reform agenda of the African Union is a bold and necessary initiative aimed at transforming our continental body into a more efficient, financially independent, and effective institution. The African Union, as our collective institution, has achieved remarkable milestones in its journey, and that is from spearheading the African Continental Free Trade Area to advancing peace and security through initiatives such as the African Union Mission in Somalia, AMISOM, and the African Peace and Security Architecture, APSA. The AU has demonstrated its potential as a unifying force. However, the challenges we face today demand more than just incremental progress. They require some bold and transformative reforms. Our continent faces a unique set of challenges: youth unemployment, food insecurity, climate change, governance deficits, and conflicts in many regions. At the same time, we're witnessing global shifts that necessitate a reimagining of Africa's place in the world. The African Union must evolve to become more agile, efficient, and impactful in addressing these new challenges. The AU must streamline its decision-making processes to ensure that they are timely and results-oriented. Bureaucratic inefficiencies undermine the confidence of our citizens and international partners, and overlapping mandates which hinder effective decision-making. By streamlining the AU commissions, clarifying roles, and eliminating redundancies, we can establish a more agile organization that is better equipped to address the evolving needs of our continent. Efficiency must be the guiding principle in how we conduct our affairs, ensuring that our policies and programs translate into real change for our people. We must adopt mechanisms that prioritize accountability, transparency, and value for money, ensuring that every resource is maximized for the benefit of the African people. Your Excellencies, one of the fundamental pillars of reform is AU's financial autonomy. The over-reliance on external partners for funding compromises the organization's independence and ability to set its own agenda. The implementation of the Kigali decision on financing the Union must be expedited. A self-reliant African Union is not just a vision we have, it is an imperative to achieve. Your Excellencies, without peace there can be no development. The AU must strengthen its capacity to prevent, mediate, and resolve conflicts. This includes adequately resourcing the African Standby Force and leveraging partnerships to address emergency threats such as terrorism, cybercrime, and climate-induced displacements. Indeed, this is very important for us, especially in West Africa, considering the challenge we face from terrorism. Africa's future lies in its youth. Over 60% of our population is under the age of 25, and yet their voices are largely absent in policymaking. We must institutionalize frameworks that empower our young people and our women to lead at all levels of governance. And I'm happy to report that in the last election, for the first time in Ghana's history, we elected a woman as our vice president. The energy of our youth, creativity, and vision are the drivers of the Africa that we all seek to build. The African Continental Free Trade Area has set the foundation for a single African market, but much work remains to be done. We must address the barriers to trade, we must harmonize regulatory framework, and invest in infrastructure to unlock the potential of intra-African trade. Additionally, the AU must champion technological innovation and digital transformation as catalysts for economic growth and inclusion. And in this, we wish that the African payment system that allows us to pay seamlessly for goods traded between our countries is expedited so that we can have a system of exchange. Ladies and gentlemen, none of these reforms will succeed without committed leadership at every level of the African Union. We as heads of states and government have a duty to lead by example, to prioritize the collective good of our people over our parochial interests, and to act decisively in the interest of our continent. But leadership does not end with us. The Union must foster partnerships with civil society, the private sector, and the African diaspora, whose contributions are vital in shaping and implementing reforms. This is a shared responsibility, and together we can achieve the African Union we all envision. To achieve a conflict-free Africa, we must strengthen the African Standby Force and enhance our collaboration with regional economic communities. A well-coordinated and responsive security mechanism will allow us to address conflicts swiftly without over-reliance on external actors. Additionally, good governance, respect for human rights, and the consolidation of democracy must remain at the heart of our efforts to maintain stability and peace across our dear continent. The winds of change are blowing across the African continent, and the world is watching. Let us rise to the occasion not just as participants in history, but as architects of a brighter future. Together we can and will shape a stronger, more resilient, and more united Africa. This retreat presents an opportunity for candid dialogue and bold action. Let us approach our discussions with open minds and a shared commitment to progress. The reforms we champion here are not merely procedural. They are about the future of our people, the realization of Agenda 2063, and Africa's rightful place on the global stage. Let us leave here united in our resolve to build an African Union that truly reflects the aspiration of the African people, a union that is capable of meeting the challenges of today and the opportunities of tomorrow. In closing, I wish to reiterate Ghana's strong commitment to strengthening ties with Kenya and all other African nations in the spirit of Pan-Africanism and mutual progress. The long-standing board of cooperation between Ghana and Kenya continues to flourish. And I'm confident that our collaboration will yield even greater benefits for our two peoples. Together, we can build an Africa that is resilient, prosperous, and united in its pursuit of sustainable development and lasting peace. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for your attention, and I look forward to a fruitful deliberation. Asante Sana.
Dr. Baumia, former Vice President of Ghana and the presidential candidate of the NPP in the 2024 elections, who could appear on Nigeria Forum Biasia. Okoma speech about democracy, and some Dr. Baumia kind of day, crying. I used to say it's about time Africa embraces democracy and allow the will of the people to work rather than subverting the will of the people. Ochim say, say, no turning back. And you say, oh yeah, be Ghana for the first time. No, the people voted against the NPP, and he was willing to concede as early as possible, even without the official declaration of the elections results by the election governing body, Electoral Commission. He has encouraged all African leaders to learn from what Ghana has done and also always let the will of the people work when it comes to choosing leaders for their respective
MPs. The people had decided, and we had to respect their decision without any equivocation. A politician's ambition must, and I repeat, must never supersede the interests of your nation. Ambition can always be seen for a politician in two dimensions. You have a personal ambition, but you also have an ambition for your country. Most of the time, when we talk of ambition, we are only talking about personal ambition. The ambition for the country is relegated. We don't talk about ambition. When you ask somebody what is your ambition, it's usually coming up about personal ambition. But for a politician, you face these two dimensions of ambition. The ambition for yourself and the ambition for your country. For democracy to survive and to thrive and to be strengthened, the ambition for the country must be paramount and must supersede the ambition for yourself.
Kudos to Dr. Baumia and President Mahama for their good speeches they have all made on the international stage to make Ghana proud. Chirawad first answer Nipa Benuya if your mangana atugwa in the comment section. That's if you share video enough for any be in share. A young song for Anna appear. Madame, I say bye bye.